Hey guys, it's Michael Colley. Today I'm going to be reviewing for you the Quiet Comfort 35-2 and the Bowers & Wilkins PX. So let's talk about prices. Bowers & Wilkins PX starts out at $399, and then at $50 less, the Bose Quiet Comforts come in at $349. And you can find this online at Amazon or Best Buy if you so choose. So right out of the box, Bowers & Wilkins has showed you what you've purchased. It's clearly visible. As soon as you open up the box, they have it presented because it can't fold up like the Bose can. So in order to show the Bose here, you take it out of the zipping bag and you open up, and it's first thing you see. Now, as I've said before, the Bowers & Wilkins does not fold up, hence why they show it to you right out of the packaging. Bose, it folds up perfectly nice into a smaller carrying case. So when you take out the Bowers & Wilkins, you can see that you have a little flap right here. You lift up. Then you have the Bowers & Wilkins case. Bowers & Wilkins includes a soft carrying case for the headphones instead of a hard one like the Bose. So taking out the Bose out of the bag, you can see that they have soft padding that you'll just simply throw out after you're done. Included with the Bose comes a aux auxiliary jack that does not have the standard 3 1/8-inch output on each side. One is smaller, I forgot what it's called, but only one side has the standard 1/8-inch. So you can't replace this with whatever cord that you see fit best. You have to get the cord. It's a proprietary from Bose. Taking out, very, very light, and it unfolds as such. Also included is the USB. It's very short. USB to micro USB, I believe. But you can see, yes, USB to micro USB, and you can see it's very, very short. So inside the pouch of the Bowers & Wilkins, you have a USB-C cord, and you also have a 1/8-inch to 1/8-inch. So you can replace this with whichever one of your preference that you desire, and Bowers & Wilkins does that, which I think is really tremendous. Also inside the packaging, you have a user manual and also some other warranty information that you can use in the future. Okay, so even though I just unpackaged it for you, I've had these for a couple of weeks. I've been able to play around with the Bowers & Wilkins, and I've been able to play around with the Bose. With the Bose, you have a very, very comfortable fit. The Bose are light construction. They feel like plastic. A lot of other YouTubers will tell you it's plastic, but it's aluminum. When you scratch it on the ground, you will actually see the metallic part underneath. And it's very, very light, which I really, really like. Very nice, solid construction build. Bose went with this very light construction because they wanted it to be light on your head. And that's what not a lot of YouTubers understand, hence why they think it's cheap. But I think there's a lot of quality invested in here. Now with the Bowers & Wilkins, if you look close up, it's more of a metallic aluminum finish. Very, very nice. You can see that instead of a notch system to pull out the air cups, it's a sliding resistance type of system. You can also see the cord, which is really cool. I think it's a nice feature. Usually I don't like seeing the cord, but with the cord visible, you can know immediately if there's any cuts, any scratches that would lead to any problems in the future. So the QC35 comes in at around 10.9 ounces. The Bowers & Wilkins comes in at around 11.9 ounces. So you can see there's a whole ounce there between the two. I find this is very, very heavy on the head. I don't really notice any pain in the crown area because I have very high hair, but it is very, very painful around the air cups I found. And I know this varies from user to user. A lot of Amazon users saying that this was the most uncomfortable pair of high-profile headphones that they've ever worn, and I agree with that personally. I do not like the comfort feeling. Reason why, this leather ear cup here, it is magnetically removable, so I'll show you here. It comes up sharp. To you on the screen, that may not look as sharp as you think it is, but it comes up to a point here, a little rounded point, but it does add pressure. It does have pressure to it. So when it presses against your skin, it feels like it's maybe like a cup sitting on your head. No real comfort to that at all. And I don't really find it very pleasing to sit down and listen to. I am a college student. I sometimes stay at the library until around 4 a.m. and I have my headphones on for very, very long times. So the quiet comfort's very, very comfortable in comparison. So you can see the opposites of the spectrum here. It's very plush, soft leather, and you have a smooth, more of a Alcantara headband that comes together in a very nice light package that, as I said it before, I almost forget that it's on sometimes. As far as the sound quality, I think that's where these are going to differ. I think that's the biggest trade-off here. I think for those of you who like flat sounds, who don't like a lot of bass, are going to like the Bose and Wilkins PX. The ones who like clarity, a little bit more clarity in their music, both have very nice fidelity. They both have a very nice, clear, crisp sound, but I believe that this one you can hear more details in it. That's the better way to say it. You have a bit more detail. You can hear the separation of instruments, especially when listening to orchestral music. You can hear the separation between the violin instruments that go up very high, whereas on the Bose QC35, they're more blended. I find that you have a bigger soundstage here, and it has punchier bass. A punchier bass, but not as pronounced as the Bose QC35. Bose QC35, it sounds like a typical Bose headset, but it's a little bit more balanced than the traditional, how you should say. It has a dynamic EQ, so as you turn the volume high, it's going to reduce the bass, and then when you turn the volume lower, it's going to raise the bass, and you can actually kind of hear it a little bit if you actually listen for it on certain tracks. The mids, they're kind of blended in with everything, and the bass kind of gets drowned into the mids on the Bose QC35s, and the same as the highs. You don't get too strong highs or else it starts to kind of deteriorate and kind of clip, whereas the Bose and Wilkins, you kind of have it at a neutral type sounding. Now, don't get me wrong, both of these headsets have great sound quality, and you'd be happy with both of them, except maybe the comfort on this one. These have a very warm sound in comparison to these. So it's really what type of listener you are. I do highly suggest going and trying these on yourself. I can say that these are an audiophile type headset. However, a lot of you may prefer this one if you're doing casual listening. As we segue into buttons, on the outside of the right ear cup, you have an array of buttons here for the Bose and Wilkins. You have volume up, you have play, pause, skip your track, volume down. You have a noise canceling button to cycle through the different noise canceling modes that you may want. You have the power button, which does give me personally issues. I noticed that it also presses down, it goes in and out, and it slides left and right. And sometimes if you press in and you slide at the same time, sometimes it does not respond to me. You have the jack for the headphone, the auxiliary cord, and then you have your USB-C plug over there. For the QC35, you have in volume up, you have a skip pause button, you have volume down, you have two light indicators, Bluetooth and battery, and then you have the micro USB plug there. On the other side, on the left ear cup, you have the auxiliary jack. In the app with these, you can adjust the noise canceling level. You can set it to this button if you would like, or choose between that and the Google Assistant for this button, both of which are great. You have 3 levels: high, low, and off. It has 4 microphone array, 2 on the outside on each can, and then 2 on the inside. So 2 for each can, like such. And then with these, you have only 2 microphones on the outside, and you have 3 modes just like these. You have office, you have city, and you have flight mode. I find the audio to degrade between the three. As you go higher, office mode keeps the audio quality relatively the same. These both get firmware updates regularly. Both companies are very, very good about that. So these will automatically improve as time goes on, as the manufacturers decide to add more features. One feature I should mention about these also have voice pass-through, so they use the two microphones on the outside to allow voices to come through, and there's also a sensor on the inside to allow, as soon as you take off the headsets, the music will stop playing, whereas these don't have that. You either have to remove the air cup or put the noise cancellation on off in order to actually hear what's going on with the conversation around you. So as soon as you take these off, you can get the music to stop playing. I do notice that it's kind of finicky. You have sensitivity levels of the way it detects your ear. There's sensors in the air cup, as I said before, but sometimes you're walking around and it just stops playing because it believes that you have taken off your air cups. So you can adjust it in the app, but I leave it off because it is still kind of finicky for me. I think if you're trying to make a purchase decision between either of these two, I think it really comes down to what are you using it for. I'm a college student. I'm using this for long listening, more for comfortable listening, and I think I'm not too preoccupied about the audio quality that these have, just because I have my own audiophile headsets at home. Whereas these, they have a better audio quality that I notice, but it does degrade with the noise cancellation. As you increase the noise cancellation, these do degrade to even worse than these. But if you really do care about audio quality and you don't care about the weight or the comfort of these headsets, I think that these would be the right choice for you. Both have multi-Bluetooth connectivity, which I find as a priority, especially in headsets of these price range. So you can connect to two devices at once. I always have my iPhone sitting right next to my MacBook, so I'd like to be able to connect to the two devices seamlessly without having to go through extra menus, which both of these do. And none of the major competitors around, like the Sonys, they don't have that. Downsides of these two headsets, actually just the Bose. One thing to take note, I really stress this, is that the Bose, you cannot replace the battery. I've called customer service about 2 times to confirm. You cannot send these in to replace after 4 or 5 years. So essentially, yes, you will have to throw these away in 4 or 5 years when the battery goes. The audio quality is not the best compared to all wired headphones. So if you want to use these as cans, wired cans in the future, you can, but you won't be getting the best for your money. I did see somewhere online that you can turn these in for 15% discount on a new one. I think that's a horrible ratio, but it is something that you should consider. Bowers & Wilkins does not give too many details on the battery replacements of these, but I do know that they can be serviced at a Bowers & Wilkins service center in the future. So those are 2 things to consider when buying these headphones for long term. But if you are looking in the short term, more comfort, I would go with these. These are the ones that I'm keeping personally. I hope this helped make your purchase decision. Please do consider subscribing to my channel. I'm a new creator. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.